One of the most challenging topics that we're addressing now is most definitely the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, right? There's a lot of unintended consequences, there's a lot of challenges, and there's just a lot of moving parts depending on the family dynamics of the taxpayer. So there's 50 different scenarios that we run across during the tax season, and what we've tried to do in the ProWeb, and I think we're pretty clever about it, and in getting 90% of it taken into consideration, is we have our own little health insurance module. So this is your health insurance questionnaire. The question that we start with is, did you or your family have health insurance at any time in 2015? Answer is yes. If you answer no, boom, you're penalized. End of story. You know, keep it moving. If you did, well, then we have a follow-up question, right? Click continue. Did you purchase health insurance via healthcare.gov or state marketplace? Yes or no? If we say yes, then the assumption is that you're going to receive a 1095A. If you say no, then you didn't. But did everybody have coverage all year round? So there will be a follow-up question for that as well. We'll say yes, we bought it through the dang marketplace, and here's everybody that was in our household. So you can see verified household members. If there's additional household members that are listed as a dependent, but not below. If you have any additional members that are neither spouse or dependent, add a new member. So you could go over here and you can add a member, or you can add a dependent. We're just going to click continue and say this is the entirety of our home. Was the entire household insured for all 12 months? If you say no, then who wasn't insured for all 12 months? And we need to go in and elect them into, or for the appropriate number of months that they were covered. I'm going to say yes, everybody was covered. Did you receive a 1095A premium tax credit assistance? Did you get an advanced premium tax credit? Basically, did you come 100% out of pocket for all of it, or did you receive a subsidy to offset or to assist you in paying the premiums for your health coverage? So do all the 1095 coverage through January through December. So I am creating here the ideal scenario. This would be the best case scenario that really doesn't exist. This is your pink unicorn. Everything just lines up. They have one 1095A. Everybody was covered from January to December, and the premium amounts were uniform for the entire year. Well, wish it was that simple. All of our experienced tax preparers know that it's not quite that easy. So I'm going to click no here, and then we just earned ourselves a whole boatload of entries. 36 entries, right? If it wasn't uniform, we got to go through and we got to specify what it was for all of those months. If you did have a uniform 1095A, congratulations. You're one of the lucky ones, at least for that taxpayer. So we're going to click continue here. It's going to calculate everything it needs to calculate. You don't really have to do much here. It'll pull over if it's relevant from the tax return. And do you qualify for a healthcare exemption? Did you receive an exemption certificate from the marketplace due to circumstance? No. Click continue, and you've answered all those correctly. Now, again, you can have 500 different scenarios. So, did you or your family have health insurance at any time in 2015? Well, no, we didn't have health insurance. I didn't bother enrolling. Nobody had health insurance. Did you receive an exemption certificate? So you can go to the marketplace and you could say, yes, I received an exemption certificate. Are you claiming hardship because your gross income is below the filing threshold? Sure. So if you really had a bad year and you got a certificate, what's your certificate number? I don't even know what those are formatted as, but you can click full year, click continue, and it then exempts Hannah. Now we grab the other one here, and we grab a dependent, Montana, and you put in their exemption, click full year, and they're exempted. Now that makes life a little bit better. Now if we leave this guy off, you're going to get pinged for him, but again, it's prorated based on the family. You may not get pinged depending on the income. Again, the scenarios are widely different. We feel like we did a good job taking into consideration all of the variables and all the dimensions and dynamics, and hope that you think so as well. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve that interface or that throughput, I invite you to play with it and let us know. Appreciate your time. Hope you have a great tax season.